Hello and welcome to the home of the Ghost Down. Here we are back for another of our World of Tanks videos, and today we're going to be playing in the Tiger 2, and this is a replay of an ace tanker that I was able to achieve a couple of weeks ago. And in this particular case we are a top tier tank, though it is a combination of tier 8s and 7s and no tier 6s, but we are top tier. What you can see here is we're using vents, rammer and an improved aiming unit, standard equipment, and we're using all premium ammo and premium consumables because we were going for our marks of excellence on the tank at the time. And we don't get ace tankers very often, so we definitely thought we'd make a video of this one and see how it goes. So without further ado, let's start.
Time to roll out.
So straight away I'm thinking we've got two options here as a heavy tank. We either go all the way over and play down the 1-2 line, or we head over to the sort of the 9 line. I actually prefer in most cases to go and play down that right hand flank, or the 9 line flank, depending on the tank type of course, but I do like to play down that flank. And I can also see that we've got a lot of tanks going on the other flank, so this one here we'll actually be able to balance out the flanks so we don't suddenly lose one or the other. Now we've been spotted already by the scouts out there. There's an EBR Hotch that's playing in this location, and he's currently engaged by the enemy EBR, and fortunately our EBR survives and the enemy one is destroyed as we push down, trying to get into safety down in this location, and we're able to make it into this area without taking any damage. You can see we've got a T69 supporting us along with a Panther. Now, looking at the enemy team, they've got a Scorpion and the KV4 KTTS as tank destroyers, and I do feel like I've got enough time to get around this corner without being hit by any tank destroyers. I know where the KV4 is, but I'm not sure where the Scorpion is right now, and he is the one that we are concerned about. But we are playing very aggressively down this flank. We are top tier, and we're going to try and make the most of it, but straight away we're faced with a tier 8 heavy. So top tier we're not, we're now balanced. I've got the TNH and I've got the Black Prince here to worry about. We've got a T92 coming around the flank, though he is a bit in the open right now. And I'm aiming for the cupola on that TNH, and we are able to hit him on the first one. And our turret armor is holding up, and he hasn't been able to hit our cupola as yet. And but now we're using those premium rounds. You can see that we don't need cupola shots. We can actually go through the front of his turret, which is excellent. And the same here when we look at that P43. There's his cupola. His cupola's popping over, but actually if he pops over enough, we can just put it straight through his turret. So say, and now we've got the IS-3. So whereas before we take a shot from the Black Prince, he obviously clips into the side of our turret there, and we put a shot into the IS-3, but it does go rogue. So I thought I was going to come down this flank, be aggressive, and try and bully some tier 7s, only to find myself facing 2 of the tier 8 heavies. They only 2 tier 8 heavies on the enemy team, so I'm definitely outgunned, outnumbered, and out-armoured right now, and it's looking a bit rough on the flank. And we managed to bounce plenty of shots there. One of them was a 0 damage crit, so we got lucky. But we're having to be very, very careful. We are definitely outnumbered. Okay, TNH coming over again. We put a shot into his turret, slightly too far to the right with the aiming there, and we do a bounce and not penetrate his turret. We're trying to keep this, it's difficult, you need to keep the movement of course to try and throw off the aim, and here's the P43 coming round the corner. A brave move by him, and we're able to put one straight through his turret. The T69 currently blocking me, but he does eventually move to allow me to play the corner, and we are able to finish off that P43. But I'm looking at the game, and even the left-hand flank there we are struggling with. The Black Prince pushing on us pretty hard, and he is an easy target for us. And he's also the easiest one to see without exposing too much of ourselves. So we're going to focus on removing that gun from the battle where possible. And it is always good to remove tanks. You know, even lower tier tanks, they can still shoot, right? So we're doing what we can, and we are unlucky. We take a shot from the Black Prince, who's also using his premium premium ammo and we take an ammo rack, but we are able to repair it. So I can see the Black Prince. I get the shot. I could have shot the TNH there. We take the Black Prince out, but we do take a hit in our cupola in return, and we lose our commander. But we're now so close to that TNH, his cupola is an easy target, and we're able to keep the pressure onto him. Currently 3,300 damage now, as we do our best to hold this flank against the 2 tier 8s that are left. And we finish off the TNH now, so we are only left now with that IS-3, having dealt with the P-43, the Black Prince, and the TNH. So can we get another shot here? We're looking for the cupola shot. We find it, and we do hit the cupola on the IS-3, despite nearly being blocked there by the T-69. That T-92 coming on our flank, trying to put some pressure on. Need to keep an eye out for him. And is he going to come back for more? No, he's actually moving away. So what are we doing now? We need to put some pressure on. We can see that the other flank is under having a real tough time. They haven't fallen yet, but it's a definite risk of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to push down here as hard and as fast as we can and try and pressure the IS-3 and try and win this flank. So there's the IS-3. He is retreating, and we are able to take his track. We shoot his track. He does have a repair kit. Can we shoot his track again? We're gonna go, and no, we just cannot reload in time. And oh look, there's a T-26E4 that's now appeared on this side. I don't know if he switched flanks or what. I didn't see him before, but he has now appeared, and we need to be careful of him. So we're up to 4,100 damage right now. What can we do against this T-26? We need to try and make sure that when we come around the corner, we are angled in the correct way, and he knows exactly where to hit us. We do have a chance of shooting him straight away, but we can see now our T-69 is being bullied by that IS-3, and we're going to come around and try and take him out. We are able to take him out, but the T-92 comes round and goes after that T-92, and now we're going to have to deal with him as well, and it's all getting a bit racy as that T-92 is able to get round us before we're able to make the shot. So now I've got a Scorpion, a T-92 and a T-26E4 to deal with. We're in a very tough position. We're a one-shot for pretty much all bar the T-92, and this game is definitely looking like a loss, despite the fact we're up to 4,500 damage. So what do we do now is, maybe we can put some pressure on the T-92. It is a one-shot for us if we roll reasonably well, and oh my word, we hit a little ridge line as we come around the corner. It lifts our gun and we just shoot straight over his head. We managed to bounce the first shot, and we are able to finish him off on the second. The Scorpion now, he's come over the top. We cannot reload in time. I've got to watch. T-26 is coming from behind. We go after the Scorpion, and we hit the Scorpion for that extra bit of damage, taking us to a total of 5,176 direct damage, 127 assistance. And you can see there that actually did push us into our mark of excellence territory for the first marker, and went up 2.5%, but a total combined of 5,300. However, it is a loss. Unfortunately, the other flank fell, and we weren't able to capitalise on this one. There was just too many in the end, but overall we got 5 out of the team's 7 kills, killing an IS-3, a TNH, a T-92, a Black Prince, and a P-43, as well as putting some hurt onto that Scorpion and T-26E4. So overall, given that a significant number of the tier 8s were on our flank, I thought we did pretty well to capitalise on that. We put as much pressure as we physically could, and sometimes they just don't go your way, and there's just nothing we could do in this situation. The LTG now, not quite sure what he's up to, off running around the map, and looks like he's going to get some pressure now from that T-26. But overall, that's pretty much the end of the game. It is a loss, but it's a loss where we got an ace tanker, and that really doesn't happen very often. So we got over, I think, 1,370 or so experience, which enabled us to pick up the ace tanker even on this loss, and of course gaining extra XP for that courageous resistance as well. So there you go. Look, the Tiger 2 I think is actually a really, really good tank. Yes, it's got some vulnerabilities. Yes, it can struggle against higher tiers, but the gun handling on it, the premium round penetration is pretty good, and that accuracy means that even in higher tier matches, if you can place those shots, you can do quite well. So actually, Tiger 2, I think, is one of the better tech tree tier 8 tanks, without a doubt. And I think we saw that in this game as we went up against the IS-3 and the TNH and the Black Prince and so on, what we were actually able to achieve. So while this game wraps up to the last few seconds of the game, thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Let me know why in the comments below. And as always, if you want to see more content, please hit that subscribe button. It's free for you to do, but it means a great deal for me, so thank you for that in advance. You've been watching The Ghost Owl. Tune back in for some more World of Tanks videos.